y'all. Thanks so much for clicking on the video. My name is Leah, and let's recap and review the last episode of the first season of Love and Marriage DC. This is season 1, episode 12, and it's part 2 of the reunion. So let's get into it. So y'all know if I find something salacious, we talk about it, especially if I don't want to make no video. So we're gonna talk about stuff that was popping up on Twitter the night of the actual reunion. So before I watched the actual episode of the reunion part 2, I had the opportunity to watch both part 1 and part 2 of the Ooh Ladies first panel interview with Winter. And if you don't know what that is, it is a panel that was created or has 3 YouTubers on it, Bondi Blue, Niecy Dixon, and Jamie That's Me, and they got the opportunity to interview Winter. So I watched part 1 after the reunion of part 1 of the reunion, but before I watched part 2 of the reunion, I actually watched their interview first. And I'm glad I did because there were certain things that Winter has said that I was interested in listening to, as well as she kind of put things into like perspective and context. So I was just like, oh, okay, I wanted to listen, and it helped a little bit as going forward. Well, Winter, so check their thing out. I'll post a screenshot of like all their like names so you can like type them in if you want to go check out their channels. It was a really good interview. They asked really good questions, like questions that we would want to know as viewers who watch the show. So let's get to Twitter. So the night of the reunion, Winter was talking about the receipts. We're going to talk about that in the review, where Winter was saying that she got receipts 48 hours before the reunion, but she didn't want to release them because they were dealing with the kids of Jamie and Arena. So this is what she had to say. She said, "Own y'all strategy to make me the scapegoat, but don't make something appear to be what it's not. The hell I look like dropping receipts on people's kids when I have kids. I addressed her woman to woman off camera to avoid drama and mess. Hashtag love and marriage." She put LMA DC, hashtag LMA DC reunion. So I didn't get the actual picture, but it was but I looked at it and it was basically she had either text or DM'd Arena. It looks like text messages, but she or DMs Arena about meeting up with her to talk or give the information to Arena about what she was privy to or what someone sent Winter. So I'll read the portion that I can make out, and it says, "I'm reaching out to you because I wanted you to know that I was not just sitting there saying I have receipts. People were DMing me and sending things leading up to the reunion. I knew people would question whether or not I was lying, but as I sat there, I realized that it was not the forum nor the time to reveal this information because it was pretty heavy. The information included you, Jamie, and your children. I decided to never repeat those allegations on TV. I know things got heated and I am honestly still processing it all. I understand that you may be upset with me and may not want to meet with me, but the biggest thing I wanted to do is reiterate that I apologize and that I did not lie by saying I have receipts. I would like to meet up with you for lunch to talk more. No mess. I will also share what was sent to me. I owe you that." So then Jamie responded underneath her tweet and said, "Please keep me and my family's name out any more of your conversation, please. Move on with your life like we have. Hashtag love AMLDC. Hashtag love AML. I said love. Hashtag LAMDC. Hashtag LMLDC reunion." So then Winter quote tweets what he says and says, "If Arena has something to say, then her say has something to say, then have her address me. You weren't on the interview, so I'm not speaking to you." At Jamie Tyler. "And I don't care if you created her to be a mute. I talk back." And then she did the hashtags for the show. So before all of that, before she quote tweeted that, between that blurb, she said this: "Don't know if I'll be back for season 2, but I'm sure the spirit of the cuss will hit me because I am the F tired of the BS." Hashtag, and then she hit the hashtags for the show. And then above that is her quote tweeting what Jamie said. So We then hop over to Jamie's page, and he says, "We have an empire, and some random person sends you some fake, SHI 48 hours before the reunion because I'm on TV. You look stupid right now." And then he hit the hashtags for the reunion. He then says, "Nobody knows this chick. We really from DC. Nobody knows this chick that knows me in real life. My wife." And then he hit the hashtag, and then another one because Arena was retweeting everything Jamie was saying. Says, "My wife is on every platform, but a random person sends this chick a pic of me. Get the f out of here. Send it to at Arena Tyler now," and then hit the clown. And then Jamie quote tweeted something Arena said, "Let's be clear, if you go low, I'm going to hell, period." So then Arena's tweets on her page, she was like, "Drop the receipts." And then she did the whole "let's be clear, if you go low, I'm going to hell. Fake news, fake mother effing news." She then says it's not her place to show receipts, but it's her place to bring it up. More lies, more lies. What's T? Ashley's face. Let's get the business cleared. So those were like most of the tweets I caught. They could have been saying more, but my thing is, like a lot of people has been saying, if this stuff that she's saying isn't true, why are y'all reacting like this? Because that means there might be some validity to what she is saying. And like a lot of people have been saying, y'all are now on reality TV, so there's people that may not even know you but know of you and know tea about you and just want to be hot for a couple of seconds, or just don't like you in general and just want to air you out. So I low key believe Winter got tea. I think if she didn't have tea, she wouldn't be trying to reach out to Arena and especially Arena and have a woman to woman sit down. I feel like if she didn't have tea, she wouldn't even entertain trying to have a sit down with the lady. But let's get into this review. Okay, y'all. So this review might be a little different. I don't know if I'm gonna go blow by blow, but I'm just gonna talk about things that stood out to me. And it was mainly the Winter rumors, Winter and Monique's relationship, and then the Tylers. I don't really care about the updates. I like fast forward through that. So I don't want to talk about that. But basically, Quick and Ashley still going off like rabid dogs at Winter. And if you watch the interview with the Ooh Ladies first panel, supposedly there was somebody telling Ashley and Quick to like get Winter. Like, you know how you see your friend going off on somebody and you be like, get her, get her. Somebody was in the audience, I guess, saying, get her, get her. And it was hyping them up. And when they like break for a commercial, Winter got up and asked the PA, like, did someone really say, or the production assistant, did someone really tell them to get me? Like, I don't get me or get at me. I'm out of it. Like, she said she was out of it in the review, and the PA assistant was like, yeah, someone did say that. Winter even said that like her makeup artist who was like touching up her makeup low-key wanted to fight because she was just like, nobody stood up for you. None of the men or the women told them to like chill out. And she was just like that was wrong, that you don't have nobody sitting beside you to defend you, because I guarantee you, like, like I said, had a man been sitting beside Winter, Quick wouldn't have been giving all that energy. He would not have been giving all that energy. So then Winter even said in the interview with the Ooh Ladies first panel that Carlos came up to her and asked her was she okay, because even he thought it was a lie. So I'm like, none of y'all told them to calm down or to cut it. And I think, like, honestly, if Ashley and Winter were just going back and forth, it would have been fine. But Quick added to it by constantly saying, tell that when I see him, it's over. Tell that when I see him, it was like, okay, bro, he's not here. He's not here. And if you do see him and you don't have the same energy, then you're yourself, because it's like there was no need for you to get this angry. And so they're having this conversation. Carlos asks about the situation. And supposedly there's like two men in Winter's life. There's this one toothless man who Winter has been messing around with, even though Winter is saying that she's celibate, that has been talking negatively about them, I guess, on social media. But then there's also this other guy who is like cool with a family friend of Quick and Ashley, that told them that Winter was having like a mental breakdown about things that were going on like on the show, and like that they were trying to come to like some understanding or whatnot, and they felt bad for her. And Winter's sitting over there looking confused and perplexed, like she don't understand. And Winter even said she told that friend to stop being messy and stop trying to start stuff because she wasn't with that. So then when Quick is like, you do have rumors, like what is your rumors, like do you have proof? And Winter's like, yeah, I have receipts, I have photos, I have text messages, I have recordings. And she was like, I have proof, but I'm not going to share it. So then everyone's like, why not share it? And then I can give people that point. Stop saying you have something and not share it, even if you feel like it's wrong. Even like, because that's Winter's whole thing, that the information that she got was about Jamie and Arena and their children. And she just was like, she didn't feel right. She said someone sent it to her 48 hours before the reunion, and she just like, she didn't want to say it. And then everyone's like, oh, and we all get stuff sent to us, you're the only one bringing it up. And I'm like, yeah, she might be the only one bringing it up, but it's like there seems to be some truth to this, especially like more weight to it. That's what I'm thinking. Like, if all of y'all are getting sent stuff and she's the only one who's like gonna say something about it, lets me know that there's like there might be weight to these rumors. There might be some weight to these rumors. So Jamie is like, I don't even know you. You don't know me. F that dude that you that told you that stuff. Like, why would you bring this information up? You're trying to destroy family, break up marriages, blah blah blah. And I'm like, I'll give Quick this point, when Quick was like, only weak marriages can be broken up by reality TV, which I do think is true, because if y'all already had like a solid foundation before getting onto TV, then people mentioning and having opinions about your situation wouldn't cause the demise of so many marriages. I think a lot of people be getting on these shows like thinking that reality TV is not going to expose cracks and holes, but it always does, so it doesn't make sense to me. So I just think it's stupid. But Ashley was just like, you're a low person to bring this off. You have a low character. And I'm like, Ashley, I hope I like legit, like I told you, I could take or leave Ashley, but I'm hoping that like, as if this show does get picked up for another season, she never does the same thing Winter does, because people are gonna throw that back in your face, that that's somebody of low character, like to bring up rumors. Because if a rumor pops up about either Monique or Arena and it's mad day for you, I can guarantee you that you would spray them with it. So this whole trying to sit on this high horse is a crock to me when it comes to Ashley and both Quick, because y'all were gleefully delighting in the fact that Kevin was a scammer when he popped up at the Samuel's house. So then, honestly, Monique and Chris really weren't needed. It just seems like they were just trying to hop in and out of the segment. And it was just like, okay, I think they're like, once we got through with their situation, there was no need to keep talking to them, because they were interjecting, because I think they realized there was nothing to talk to them about. So they do talk about the rumors in a way, because Carlos asks Winter, what was the first, like, what were the rumors about? And Winter says the only first rumor, when I said I heard things, was I have a friend who used to work at Quick and Ashley's, I guess, bar, or a bar in DC called Park. And she used to have an intimate relationship with Quick. And she was like, I don't know it to be true, but this is what this person has told me. And you could tell that it touched the nerve, because Ashley wasn't all rah-rah with it, no, nor was Quick. Ashley's eyes even darted to Carlos. It was like she didn't move her head, but she was just like, and she kind of like held her breath. And then Quick didn't even look up. He, like, his eyes low-key got a little bit big when she said it. And it was like, oh, so that's true. That's true. That right there was true. That right there was true. So I was just like, girl, see? And it was annoying. They then asked Winter, like, how's her relationship with Monique? And she was like, it's the same. To me, Winter and Monique were never really friends. They were acquaintances. And that's what she said in that interview, she said that her and Monique were why, like, they met when Monique was like Chris's girlfriend. Winter was a wife at the time. They were cool. She was like, she's still cool with a lot of the NFL wives who are like either still married or no longer married. And it's like a nice community. Like they have a really nice camaraderie between them. So she was like, the way this show was presented to her by Monique, that's why she was interested in it, about like women's empowerment, uplifting, giving people uplifting stories. So then she's like, if I would have known it was going to be all this drama, I wouldn't be a part of it. So then when Monique's like, but Winter, you caused the drama. I'm like, Monique, but you did too. That's my only thing. I was just annoyed at the fact that nor Arena nor Ashley went at Monique. None of them had smoke for Monique. And I was just like, that's annoying because y'all could have been on a better ground, or we could have shifted the conversation to something else. Have Monique not kept bringing up the whole like DJ Fun Size, Red Light Special. And then for her to be like, I don't like nicknames. I don't like people calling my man Big Boy. I'm the only one that can call him Big Boy. And it was cringe when Chris was like, you could got me bleh. It was cringe. But the thing about it was, it's like all of y'all laughed. Ashley laughed when Monique told her, and Monique laughed when Winter told her about it. So it's like, was it that serious to y'all? It really wasn't that serious. You just needed something to get in good with them. I just thought it was stupid because Monique's reasoning was mainly like, I didn't want them to look at me funny when the tapes are rolled back and see that I'm over here trying to encourage them to be friends with you and you're still talking behind their back. And I'm like, she really wasn't talking behind their back. She was venting to someone who she thought she was cool with that wasn't going to run back to them and talk trash or like tell the information that she told them as well. Like, so I'm just like, ugh, Monique is well. But I will say that in the interview with the ladies on the Ooh Ladies First panel, Winter said that they aired her segment out of order. So what we saw on part 1 was actually that was like the latter half of their conversation. And she was like, she apologized, I guess, in the beginning. Like, I would like to just be like, I'm sorry, blah, blah, blah. Nobody accepted her apology. I think Arena was going to accept her apology, but when Ashley blurted out, I'm not accepting your apology, and then Jamie said it, Arena kind of just was like, oh, okay, no, we're not accepting an apology, so I'm not going to accept her apology. But that was the end of their segment. So on to the Tylers. So the Tylers. I think Jamie and Arena should not come back. I'm not about to go blow by blow. When I tell y'all, I got notes, but I'm not about to like go through them. I just feel like they shouldn't come back, especially if they're not going to be honest about what's going on in their lives. So we have this segment. We see Jason and little Jamie come out. It was a nice scene. Jamie actually started crying. And I was like, this out of all 10 seasons, I said 10, out of all 10 episodes, it took you talking about your disabled child to make you cry. And like, he was just like, I had so many dreams. And I was like, you can still have those dreams for your son. They just have to be a different way. But like, you can tell he loves his kids. It's just that Jamie needs like counseling, like legitimate counseling. I don't know if the guy is allegedly abusive, because that's the rap he has. Like, a lot of people just feel like that man is doing harmful things to Arena, but honestly nobody really knows. Alleged, like I'm saying, like, I don't know. But I think the issue is that Jamie seems to be like this private person, and I'm just like, if you're this private person, why did you agree to be on reality TV? There's no way you can like curate yourself on reality TV. We've had reality TV since like the early, like, I think I want to say since 2001 or 2000. And honestly, that was reality. That was reality TV where people were just acting. That was just reality. Now people try to self-edit and self-produce. The issue is like, because we've had reality TV for almost 25 years, we know we can tell the difference. I said 25 years. I meant 22 years. My bad. I don't know why I'm thinking about 2025. we can tell the difference. Like, we can tell when somebody's being authentic and when somebody's like exaggerating, or they're trying to make things seem a certain way or paint a narrative. And I think the issue is like Jamie doesn't like the fact that people think he's controlling, that he's a bully in his family. And it's like, it's not Arena, because Carlos King asks, like, do you think Arena helps build this narrative about you? And he says yes. And he was like, because you bringing up old stuff that we've gotten through. And like, I'll give Monique credit when Monique was like, no, Arena's the type of person where she'll sweep things under the rug like Chris. And Chris was like, I don't do that. Goober yourself. And she was like, yeah, baby, what you used to do. And that was very like flippant, like, yeah, boy, you still do it, whatever. And Monique was just like, she's still hurt by certain things. She's talking about something that happened when Jamie, like, not Jamie, when Jason, which is their son that has a disability, was 2, not him being now. And Jamie's whole thing is like, I did help. Maybe I didn't help her like as much as I could early on, but I was working, and you know that. And I think Jamie just is like, she's trying to paint this narrative that like, I didn't help with my kids, I'm controlling. He's just afraid of getting this bad rap that he already has. He even said when they broke into commercial, he was like, why are you trying to play marriage counseling on reality TV? And I'm like, you wouldn't be having these issues if you actually went to marital counseling, but you seem to be like type of person that don't want to go. And now you're having to reap the repercussions of doing it on TV because your wife is wanting to have these conversations. And she's not painting this picture. You're helping paint the picture by the way you act. Like, nobody can make Jamie act the way he's acting. On top of that, when he was like, you're triggering me and that's not going to be good for us. Like, you're making everyone think we're in this dysfunctional relationship. And Arena's like, it's not dysfunctional. I said, Arena, it is. Like, you act like you don't have a voice. Your kids low-key are like somewhat uncomfortable around your husband, and he just seems like all tight up and all that stuff. I think this was the first time we ever saw Jamie express an emotion other than annoyance or being angry, when he was talking about Jason and his disability and breaking down and saying like, and then Arena started crying because she was like, all the stuff we've been through for him. Like, he's like, my child is a genius. And Jason said, thank you for that, Mr. James. It was a cute moment. And it was just like, okay, like, Jamie has these moments. Like, I feel like if people saw him cry or be lighthearted, he wouldn't have the rap he has. But because every time we see him, it's like very angry or very, he gets that rap, and he can't blame Arena for that. You can only blame yourself. And I feel like if they're not going to be committed to showing who they are, then what's the point? Like, really, like, what's the point? Like, if y'all gonna fake it, it's gonna be like someone's going to rat you out. And I think my thing is like, either get off the show and really work on your marriage if you want to keep it and hold on to it, or stay on this show and actually put your your issues and your differences like on the table and like figure it out, or let us watch you figure it out. We found out little Jamie still having issues with the court systems. I found it interesting that like little Jamie has these issues with the court systems, but his daddy is allegedly a cop, or yeah, so it's just like, you can't work no connections because we know y'all protect each other. But that's either here nor there. But yeah, y'all, I'll give y'all my thoughts about the overall season. Or this reunion. So let's get into it. So I think for this to be their first reunion, it was decent. I think things didn't heat up until Winter got there. But one thing I will say, it seems like the cast is taking this stance where they don't want Winter there. And I'm like, okay, kick Winter off. Don't let Winter come back. But I will tell you, if Winter doesn't come back, we're going to start seeing them fight each other. Monique and Ashley are definitely going to fight each other, because I can see it like brewing underneath. Or we're going to, like, that's going to happen, and we're going to see more infighting with the couples. Like, the only reason we didn't see as much is because they had an adversary, which was Winter. If Winter's not there, or if they add another couple who's just as spicy, just as loud, just with the, with the ish, like Ashley and Quick, oh, it's going to be fighting. And I would have liked to see it. But I would say for their first reunion, it was decent. It wasn't spectacular or great. There were no one-liners. Like people were trying to go at Ashley saying, I'll deliver it in pizza, hot dog. That wasn't funny, nor was it iconic. I was just like, okay. But yeah, it was a decent season. It was decent. For it to be a first season, I think 12 episodes were fine. And I wonder if they are going to get picked up and who they going to add to it if they do get picked up and how long it will take for them to come back. But yeah, y'all, those are my thoughts. So remember to be bravely authentic and drop down in the comments below. Deuces.